me in a dream, like a subconscious impulse. I can see it right in front of me. Like a subconscious impulse.
All right. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. I'm OgienChomik. You guys, of course, are the viewers. I'm here with Snow.
Yes, sir.
We will be covering the tournament. We're gonna be for those who don't know, for those who are like just watching my channel and they don't really know. Let me actually do something real quick. And they don't really know what's going on in the hyper universe. Community. There's a tournament going on. We were going to participate. My team and I were going to participate, but I got a really bad case of food poisoning yesterday, so we couldn't participate at all. Like, it was horrible. I won't go into specifics, but I was out all day just kind of sitting in my bed and just being absolutely miserable. But anyway, Nightbot's the best. I sabotage you guys. What's up, Erebros? So yeah, anyway, we're gonna be covering the tournament. I believe if nothing's gonna be as beautiful as I know Life is doing it. For those who don't know, Life is the one who's kind of organizing all this stuff. I'm still a bit fuzzy after yesterday, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit like still. So yeah. All right. I'm stuck at work. Save me. I'm sorry, Zeno. I can't save you. I believe we're waiting on the team, on the two teams that are going up against each other. Let me actually check and see. So we are going to be spectating the match between, I believe, Miyuki's team and Noctis. Is Noctis on the same team? I'm sorry, I didn't look at like who was on what team. We're gonna be spectating the I Don't Know team and the Super Mega Uber Goobers. So that's gonna be cool. Ogie, gun, bring the hype. I'm gonna try. We got disqualified.
It's CC versus I Don't Know, I believe.
Oh, okay, it's gonna be CC versus I Don't Know. So okay. So Super Mega Uber was disqualified. Oh, all right. Man, it feels really awkward that I don't have my music playing, because like for those who normally watch my channel, like you know that I normally have music playing while I'm just playing, but you know I'm not gonna do that. It's just gonna be the awkward silence. I'm gonna have to rely on my boy Snow here. But yeah, real quick, if Team CC City and Team I Don't Know could communicate to me like what their bans are at least and what their picks are as they're banning and picking, that would be amazing. Let me see here. What was that? Oh, okay. Alrighty. Damn it, miners, you know I don't. You know I don't speak Spanish, man. Alright, let me see here. So the rules of the tournament, I believe, someone correct me if I am wrong. Essentially, this is how the things are going to go. The ban phase is going to be first. Essentially, we're going to have a coin toss of which team goes first. Whoever goes first, they get one ban. The next team gets another ban. The other team gets another ban, and then it just kind of alternates between the two teams for 4 bans in total. And then after that, the first team gets 1 pick. The second team gets 2 picks. The first team gets 2 picks. The second team gets 2 picks, and the first team gets 1 pick. So it's about as even as you can get for 4 people being on for a 4-man team, 8 players in total. Community tournament for Hyper Universe. What is this tournament? I have not been here for 2 weeks. Yes, it is a community tournament. It's called Community. I believe Life is calling it the Community Clash. Life is the one who organized most of this. We've already had. If you take a look at the brackets, exclamation mark, brackets, you can take a look and see what has already been, what has already happened, and I believe what's already been streamed. I'm pretty sure Life has already gone through most of these yesterday. And I believe Team I Don't Know got 2-0'd veteran EU boys. Then we're tossed into the losers bracket thanks to Shang's restaurant. I hear they serve some real nice food. So, you know, obviously I Don't Know had no chance, because just saying, they probably didn't know what was on the menu, and you know.
Savage. I like it.
What is it? Let's see here. Boku no Sef 2-0'd the Super Mega Uber Goobers, which they were tossed into the losers bracket, but due to some complications, I believe they were disqualified. So I Don't Know is gonna get a free pass on to CC City. So hope they're not CC'd. Let's just say. On to the after Boku no Sef. Boku no Sef has won against CC City. Which obviously CC City was tossed into losers bracket as well. And I believe next Saturday, Shang's Restaurant and Boku no Sef will both be going against each other head to head, and we're going to be spectating just this match today. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We're going to be spectating just this match today of CC City and Team I Don't Know. So hopefully they actually figure things out, and they'll actually know what to do against all that crowd control. You know, City can be a real rough place, especially with a lot of crowd control. So, yeah.
Mean streets, bro.
Yeah, they're going to be some mean streets. Let me check something here. All right, so we have a ban on Admiral W and Alan from Yummy Yummy Yummy. I don't know which team that is on. Hold up. So yeah, we already have a Admiral ban and Alan, Admiral W ban and an Alan ban. So Admiral W ban, I'm pretty sure is almost always like the go-to ban because Admiral W can set so many things up. He doesn't really have to do much. He just has to sit in the front lines and get ready to pull and ulti, and he can pretty much set up a full team wipe with just those two abilities, along with his ink. So, yeah, I see that. I see that. And an Alan ban too. Both are really good bans. Ban the ad. They always ban Admiral W. Listen, when in doubt, ban Admiral W. We also have a Jennifer and a Truckacon ban. All of these are real solid bans, to be honest. Getting pen and pad. All right, Snow. All of these are really good bans from what I can tell, because Alan, for those who don't know, Alan has a whole lot in his kit that can be used in setup to pretty much outright destroy. Wait, actually, let me make sure. Do I have Noctis on my friends list? Yes, okay, cool. I have Noctis on my friends list. But yeah, Alan can set a lot of things up, and his ultimate can do a hell of a lot of damage. Jennifer and Truckacon ban. Decent bans. Both of those are pretty decent bans. I was gonna ban Truck and Jennifer. Yeah, Truck and Jennifer, both decent bans as well. Truckacon is somewhat of an assassin killer, so that kind of opens up a couple of possibilities with what is it? With a bunch of assassins that you can play. Also, I believe Jihan is on the enemy team, so that might have been a straight up target ban. Jennifer can set a lot of things. Yeah, it was definitely a targeted ban. I forgot about that. I don't know who's on either team. I'm sorry. I want to make a league joke right now. All right, so we have Jihan on Athena. I've gone against Jihan's Athena before, and that's one, like, he's pretty decent on Athena. He can set up a lot of things on Athena. I know Jihan is really good at setting things up. So now we're waiting on the other two picks. I don't know who's on which team. I'm sorry. I was completely unprepared. I'm sorry. Listen, the league is a joke in of itself. Exactly, Xenocider. So we have Noctis on Kurenai and Sky Terrors on Cursed Eye. Both pretty decent picks as well. Kurenai can set a lot of, well, she can destroy the backline if you let her, and she can still set a lot of things up with her ultimate. However, a lot of her animations for her stuns can easily be like outright stopped if you know how to play it. So I can see why Jennifer might have been banned. Jennifer can be used to like just punch Kurenai out of her. Actually, no, Noctis banned it. So there's a couple things that you can do with Kurenai to set things up, but there's also a couple things you can do to counteract a Kurenai ulti or any of like her two stuns. You can easily counteract those with a bit of crowd control. And Cursed Eye on Sky Terror is actually pretty good. I honestly personally, I love Cursed Eye because he can set so many things up as well. He has a lot of crowd control. He can, if you build one of his items, I don't remember which one it was called, you can essentially turn everyone into stone and then fear everyone once they're out of their stone, which, if that's about 2 or 3 seconds of outright not being able to do anything. So having a Kurenai and a Cursed Eye is really nice.
I want to say that I believe Sky Terror's strongest hyper is Cursed Eye as well, so that's definitely a comfort pick for him.
All right. I mean, generally you want to go with your comfort picks. Like, even though there are some metas where like some hypers are really good, sometimes you just gotta go with your comfort pick. Admiral slows down the game so much. Admiral W's already been banned. I love the Evelyn change. Everyone talking about League in my chat while we're talking about Hyper Universe.
She's talking about League. Casuals, hello?
These freaking casuals, man. Yo, there's nothing wrong with being a casual, especially when it comes to dating. You know? I'll go for that adorable girl all the time, man.
Bro. Bro, please.
All right, we have Espercade on Megan Hart and Rusa on Tatiana. So far on Yummy Yummy's team, I don't remember which team. I'm assuming that's Team CC City. I'm sorry, someone's got to correct me on this. In total, on one team, we have Athena, Megan Hart, and Tatiana. I think that's actually Team I Don't Know. Yeah, Jihan's on Team I Don't Know, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I will always
Jaehyun's
remind
on
you
I don't
of
know.
the darker days. Oh, gosh. But yeah, we have Athena, a Megan Hart, and a Tatiana. Tatiana, I feel, is a really difficult hyper to play around. But she's also really useful in setting things up as well. So it seems like Team I Don't Know is definitely going for a lot of that crowd control. Megan Hart with those grabs can definitely make things easy for the team, for their team. Athena can push everyone into the Megan Hart, set things up for the Megan Hart to just grab, while Tatiana just bursts everyone down. The only thing that, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't like playing Tatiana, and it's mostly because I always forget about her passive. And if you're constantly forgetting about that passive, or you're not using that passive right, then you're kind of screwing yourself over. So, yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about Tatiana.
Seems like they're setting up.
Oh, yeah, they're using a lot of setups for the
based
Tatiana.
around Tatiana, yeah.
That
Which is not a bad concept at all.
No, it's not. It's a bad concept when I'm playing. I'm telling you right now, I am going to toss down that ults like no other. Oh. How do I dark mode on Twitch app? You do the Dougie. I'm already dark mode. I really like the build. I really like the dark mode for BTTV on the most recent Twitch Twitch update. For those who don't know, by the way, I'm also streaming this to Mixer and YouTube as well. So if you guys would prefer to watch on those platforms, you guys can watch on those platforms there as well. But most likely, most of you guys will be on Twitch, so it's up to you guys. We're waiting on Noctis's team to pick their hypers, which I'm assuming Noctis is on CC City. BTTV on Twitch app? No, not on a mobile app.
Noctis is CC.
I
say, yeah, Noctis is on CC.
Let me get my scene set up here. So we have 3 more picks left to do. Happy to see. There we go. We're gonna Should I play music during this? Probably shouldn't. Also, bonus points to whoever can find Stella. If you don't know who Stella is, you saw her at the very start of the stream, but I'm not sure if, like, Noctis is gonna, like, cut things down so that you don't see it, but Stella's on this screen. If you can find her, let me know. 7 minutes and I get off work. Nice, Cider. So it seems like Noctis is really trying to figure out what they want to pick. They have a Kurenai and a Cursed Eye, and they might have been wanting, Noctis might have been wanting to grab a Megan Hart. Because a Kurenai, a Cursed Eye, and a Megan Hart could be pretty decent. Ole, clap, clap, clap. What? Behind the humidifier? No, actually. She's not behind the humidifier. On the right side? Nope, she's not on the right side of the screen. Found her! Potato, really? Alright. Seems like they're taking a long... Oh, here we go. Here comes the picks. Noctis has got some picks coming in. So they're going to be picking the final 2 hypers of their team. Was I close? Totally. Bottom left corner. Ding, ding, ding. So we got Occult on Tooth and Tops. And Signal on Erebros. Yo, nice.
I'm liking that pick right there.
I'm liking that pick as well. With the Tooth and Tops, Signal. Good job, Noctis. Hello, Snoop Cat. What's up, man? All right, so for those who are just now tuning in, in total we currently have, let's see here, Admiral W and Alan bans. We also have Jennifer and Truckacon bans. Jihan on Athena, Espercade on Meganheart, and Rusa on Tatiana. Noctis on the enemy team has Kurenai. Sky Terror has Cursed Eye. Occult has Tooth and Tops, and Erebros has Signal. So I just want to say something right now. Erebros can be a really good shot caller. If they got Erebros as their shot caller for the team, I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing pretty well. I don't know how well Noctis's team is. I know Jihan can definitely be an annoying son of a biscuit, to be honest, on any of his hypers. Like, he knows like 3. I know that he knows 3 hypers in total. Celine, Truckacon, and Athena. Those are the only 3 hypers that I know he knows. So he can be one really annoying son of a biscuit on all 3 of those. All right, so we have our final pick, Arc V on Jack. So both teams do have that ranged, which is really nice. Seems like Noctis's team. Actually, no, sorry. It seems like team what? Is it Team I Don't Know? Yeah, Team I Don't Know, I believe, has 2 ranged hypers on Delta Station that can really help out. And Noctis's team, which is, I believe, CC City, has well, let's just say it has a lot of CC. All right, looks like they're going to be going in. I don't think I can spectate just yet. What are we doing? For those who don't know, I'm streaming the coverage of 3 matches for the tournament. The semifinals and the finals will be streamed on next Saturday. So, let me.
We got a lot of comfort picks this match, to be honest.
Oh yeah, like that's kind of what you want to do.
Sky on Curse, and then Airy on Signal.
I can't really spectate. You know, there's one thing that I would like, that I would love for the Hyper Universe devs to do. And it would be for like me to party up, and then my party can spectate a match, and we're all synced up at the same time, you know? That'd be nice. That'd be really nice to have. So I'm trying to, right now they're currently selecting their hyper, I believe. I don't even know what a Stella is. I'm here to find Stella. What's a Stella? I mean, Hong China found it. You get a cookie, buddy. You get a cookie, China. All of the Signal love this tournament. Yeah, Signal's a really good hyper with how many times he can basic attack. A lot of items that you can grab. There are so many items that you can grab, especially Shock Knuckles. Stella's on the bottom left corner of the screen. Yes, she's quite hidden, isn't she? All right, well, while they are setting that up, I guess we'll be back once everything's set up. believe we're good to go. Yeah. Yep. Good to go. All right. We're loading in. Here we go. Don't mind that derp up, everybody. Nobody mind that derp up. Thought I could spectate, but like, nope.
I got it written down.
Stop. Oh, shut up. I'm a professional. I promise I'm a professional. Snow, can you say something real quick? I just want to make sure you're unmuted.
Yo.
There we go. All right, we're good. All right, so are you ready for this? Who do you have your bets on who's gonna win?
Honestly, I think Blue's gonna take this match. Everything Megan, because I feel like they're gonna be relying on the Megan Heart a lot, and Kursai can shut down everything Megan Heart wants to do.
All right, so we got looks like we got all of Blue Team going straight for the tower. Now this is actually something that I've been noticing a lot of people doing since North America kind of developed the bottom meta. It seems like everyone focuses so hard on trying to get so much damage on that first turret, which can actually put whoever didn't go bottom at such a huge lead for having so much damage on that tournament or on that turret. With having so much damage on the turret early game, it makes it a lot easier to take down late game. So that forces at least one person to have to constantly be guarding that turret since it's at half health at this point and there's no regeneration on that turret. That's the only downside for everyone going bottom for the jungle camps. However, if you do think about it, Blue Team couldn't really get that many of their camps up top, so that means that Red Team is at a bit of a gold advantage. It kind of just depends on what kind of loss do you want to take here. Do you want to take a gold loss, or do you want to take like a turret loss, you know? You just gotta know how to react to that real soon. So it seems like we have a little wet noodle fight going on between Cursed Eye and Athena. At least I call it the wet noodle fight because that's what I hear the devs call it whenever they were doing their tournament stuff. So early game, we kind of don't really have too much going on. Kursai is kind of at half health. Looks like we might actually be having a bit of a team fight going on. Athena is down to a third of health, maybe a fourth now. Yep, down to a fourth. Gion's still doing pretty good at getting in and getting out real fast. Looks like they're heavily guarding that turret because it's at half health, which actually it seems like, yep, Kurunai is gonna use that to advantage and try and push in on this turret, but Jack's gonna be able to rotate a little bit too fast. It's like Signal's coming down to continue pushing his lane, keep that lane from being pushed in too much. So mostly a bunch of poking going on.
Be careful.
Oh yeah,
it's not that tanky yet.
Yeah, no, that's the problem with playing Athena. Early game, you're not as tanky, so any mistakes that you make is kind of amplified because you're still quite a bit squishy. You rely so heavily on that W, I believe. Oh, wow, Skyterra gets away, barely any health. Oh, very nice. Let's see here, who else is at Ooh, you know what? I should probably move my webcam here. Actually, no, it should be fine. So we got, do you guys think I need to move my webcam? I could probably move it to the top left here. You know what? That would actually probably be better. Hold up. Let me do a little bit of editing. I didn't think of this. I'm sorry, I didn't think of this. Whoop, there you go. All right, that should be good. So, I believe, let's see here. No one has gotten any bit of any first blood yet. Top left, yep, that's what I was just thinking. I believe if we press tab, we can actually see the golds. So if you take a look, that's actually really interesting. At the very start of the game, Blue had a pretty, actually, yeah, Blue had a decent gold lead because of the minions, but Red kept their lead about until like 3 minutes in, and then Blue's starting to catch up because it seems like Blue's got a lot more rotations, a lot more camp control than Red Team. So maybe the best thing to do is to focus the turrets at the start. I don't know.
Well,
you never know.
You also want to take note that Blue Team has 2 gold boots fully built already. Kursai
right.
and Tooth and Tops.
2 boot? Yeah, that's right. They do have quite a bit of gold incoming onto their team. those gold boots, I can tell you right now, those gold boots have like, oh, here we go. We're about to have our first game. Ah, there goes the Jack. The boot items also give them gold. Yep. So I can actually see why they have those boots. It allows them to actually focus that turret without having too big of a loss. So it's pretty good that the Tooth and Tops and the Cursed Eye get those gold boots. The only issue is the Signal and the Kurenai don't get that big of a gold lead. However, they can get the gold lead. Hold up. Looks like Signal's, yep, Signal got first blood on that turret. So we have a pretty huge lead in gold on the blue team now.
That was just bad miscommunication right there. They should have defended that.
Yeah, definitely.
That was completely free.
I saw like no one going in on that. That was the issue. Just no one was going in on that. I can see Miggenheart's just grabbing some camps. It looks like Miggenheart and Jack seem to be doing most of the camp gathering, and Tatiana and Athena seem to be doing most of the laning. Let's see here. Yep, Cursed Eye and Tooth and Tops obviously checking for those camps up top. Looks like they're trying to set something up. I believe, yeah, Red team's definitely going in to try and grab that turret. Signal's just gonna defend it when they can't really do much, so they decide to push top lane. Other than that, not much. Oh, here we go. We got a fight going on against the Athena. Absolute CC City. Oh, Athena was able to get that little bit of ult out, but Erebros was able to get that final bit of kill, final bit of damage in. I can't speak right now. Please forgive me. They were able to get another kill, so now they have a 2-to-1 advantage on kills, and the gold lead is still pretty in the favor of blue team. Seems like they still have about 4K, they have about a 4K gold advantage. Obviously, most of that gold is thanks to the Mercenaries boots? Mercenaries Greaves on the Cursed Eye and Tooth and Tops. The Mercenaries Greaves on Tooth and Tops and Cursed Eye really actually allows them to get more items a lot faster. So if they get ahead at all, then they're even further ahead of the enemy team. If they get behind, then at the very least they still have a lot of potential of catching up, or at least being extremely useful way into the late game. Looks like we got a bit of a team fight going on here. Athena's going to escape, and they want to focus down with Park 1 Invader just constantly being annoying. We got Athena up top here, just poking the lane. Honestly, I feel like at this point, considering what Jihan is building, Athena shouldn't be really pushing at all. She should be just constantly with her team or constantly under the turret. Because if she's not, like, since she has enough tank, she doesn't have enough damage to back up all of the laning that she has, or even any kind of jungle pressure. So that was a real good kill on Arc there. I feel like Tooth and Tops might have just been too focused on getting down the ladder. That's something that I notice a lot of people tend to do sometimes. Oh, Athena's going in to tank the turret, obviously. Looks like someone's teleporting in. It's a 2v3 at this point. Athena might go down. Athena goes down, but they get the turret. I'd say that's an okay trade so long as no one else dies. Looks like the Jack might die if he doesn't play things right, and the Jack gets out alive. Did he have to use an ultimate there, though, is my question. Yeah, it looks like he actually had to use an ultimate there just to get out alive, and he is not going out. So, in the end, that was not worth it. So Miggenheart's gonna try and hold them there. Skyterror's gonna die, but since he was in the mode that he was in, I don't remember what it's called, the Rage mode? Looks like Espercade was poisoned because of it, so he's pretty low, which gives the Signal a huge advantage. So the Miggenheart has to get out immediately. Kurenai's gonna try and chase the Miggenheart because Kurenai's probably like one of the best hypers for chasing, and she already knows exactly where the Miggenheart is going. So that's some really nice. That's some real nice predictions there. And for those who are new to the game, those kinds of predictions just kind of come with time and understanding what most people do. Hey Tamo, what's up, man? So it seems like that blue still has a really huge advantage. They're up into about 5k gold lead, and it's that lead is just gonna, I believe, is just gonna snowball further and further. Looks like it dipped down earlier, but that's probably because of the 2 kills, 3 kills that they got. So
there's a lot of aggression coming out of both sides, but red is up, even though they're down in gold. They are up in cubes, which is always good. You always want jungle control in these matches. So even though blue side is in the lead for now, that might not be the case when it comes to mid game.
This much is true. Looks like Jack is working into his cursed sword. With how many deaths Jack has so far, he's got to be really careful once he gets that cursed sword, because what is it? His movement speed and what else is reduced? Whenever he dies, his health and his movement speed is reduced whenever he dies with that cursed sword fully completed. So he's got to be extremely careful, especially as Jack, where you kind of rely on his ultimate and his movement speed to get out in a pinch.
Yeah, I don't know why he's building that so soon. After 2 deaths already.
Yeah. I can actually see why he's building it. He's probably going to be relying on the Athena and the Megan Hearts to try and keep everyone off of him. But if you rely too heavily on your team to keep everyone off of you, you may not really do all that well as you're hoping to. Looks like Espercade, looks like Megan Heart just goes down. So much crowd control from the enemy team that there's just not much that they can do. Now that they don't have the Megan Heart, they shouldn't be poking out too far, but they seem to be pretty confident in that Athena can stop things. But they don't have much crowd control on Team Red here. So they gotta be, like I said, they gotta be extremely careful with the Megan Heart down. And I believe, yep, there we go. Tooth and Tops with his ultimates. Yeah, looks like they're gonna lose 2 Pipers to that. Oh, nope, they're only gonna lose 1. So they're gonna lose a turret. They might lose a turret because of that as well. However, that was at the cost of a couple ultimates. Nope, yeah, I believe just 2 ultimates? No, 1 ultimate. That was at the cost of 1 ultimate for them to try and kill 1 hyper, so I'd say that's probably worth. If they can get this cursed eye, that'd be great, but they gotta be careful because Espercade could die because of the cursed eye death. That's the one thing that, like, not many people really try and remember. Like, Arkir's dying fast purely because of the cursed eye. And the cursed eye, for those who don't know, when he's in his rage mode, he dies and he applies, I believe, does he apply a buff or does he apply a buff to his allies and a debuff to the enemies? I'm pretty sure I know he applies at least a poison, which is why Ark's health just absolutely vanished there. I will say that you do really want, oh, nice snipe. It's a really nice snipe from Erebrosis. Rage mode is 6% max health poison. 6% of the enemy's max health. Yeah, that's definitely really helpful. It looks like, I just noticed this, but it looks like Tatiana is focusing more on being full crit. And I found this kind of the only way you want to build Tatiana. You kind of want to build her full crit. The slows, though, just don't really seem too right. I don't know, like having Twilight's Call, I guess the Twilight's Call would be good, especially for her ultimate. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, red team lost a turret in that last engage, so. It's fixed poison as well, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure. Let me actually take a look at that.
They've lost more turrets than blue, but yet they still have control of the jungle, at least cube-wise. It's really interesting. Rush is also really struggling on Tatiana. I think he's playing up a bit too much, like getting himself out of position.
I believe that's Jihan on Tatiana, or yeah, wait, on
no,
yeah,
it's Russ.
Tatiana, Russ on Tatiana. I
Yeah,
got Tatiana and Athena mixed up.
he just needs to play a bit more passive.
Mm.
They
Looks
need
like they're
him
gearing
alive.
up for a takedown on that top turret there. If they can get that top turret, then both lanes will be heavily pushed. I'm not too sure about the cursed eye. Ooh, here we go. So it looks like this is late game Jack. For those who have never played with a good Jack before, Jack just has this really strange moment where instantly his late game kicks in and he becomes extremely powerful. It's really hard to explain, but it's not like with most hypers where it's a slow switch where they slowly become powerful, but it's like an instant flick where it's like he's weak and then suddenly he starts shredding. So that's kind of what happens to to the, let's see here, to the signal and the tooth and tops there. So that's kind of why they went for Jack. You don't really want Jack to be on someone who knows how to play Jack, because they know how to turn on that, flick that switch as soon as possible.
The blue team's defense turret has been destroyed.
So it looks like red team is able to capitalize off of Jack's shredding and is able to take that turret. So now that Jack's reached late game, the switch has flicked on. How much power he has is just going to keep scaling. So they have to be very careful of that Jack, and they have to shut down that Jack before anyone else. With that cursed sword, the more Jack dies, the more they'll have a chance to the more the Jack dies, the easier the game will be for blue team. So at this point, the linchpin for red team is just Jack. If they can shut him down, that's pretty much game for blue team. They'll have the game in the bag. Looks like Athena's trying to set something up with the tooth and tops, but no one was able to follow up with that. So Jack might die here. They gotta be really careful because Athena just used all of her abilities. Yep, there you go. So they already knew that Jack was the linchpin, so they had to destroy him. So here's the problem that I have with building Twilight's Call on Tatiana. It does slow people down, especially with her ultimate, but it doesn't slow them down enough. So it looks like blue team's gonna get a almost a full white, no, sorry, half the team in just one bad engage. I'm gonna be honest, it feels like Jihan threw that entire engage by wasting all of his crowd control on the tooth and tops. That's the only thing that I believe that really screwed over his team. Just using every single one of his abilities on tooth and tops, when tooth and tops is kind of the tank of the blue team. You don't really want to use all of those stunts on the tank. You want to use those on like Kurenai. You want to use those on Signal, and you want to use it on everyone if you can when they're grouped up. So I'd say like they lost that turret, maybe not fully, but probably mostly because of Jihan there. Looks like Jack is doing his best to defend, but he's just gonna die way too fast. And looks like the first game is definitely going towards the blue team. With Jack out of the way, there's not much that they can do. Cursed Eye is down, which dying in the state that he was, he buffs everyone. So yeah, first game to blue team. What is that? CC's team, CC City? Is that are they the ones that won?
Yeah. Yes, they're up one.
All right, that's a good game. Good games all around. Alrighty. Go to this.
And again, I feel like Megan and Athena just got shut down because even though Tooth and Tops was their main initiator, he had the backup of Kursai, right? And then he had Kurenai to follow up on top of that, and then they were picking off Tatiana most of the match, so she was out of a lot of team fights to begin with. She fell behind. She was lacking in damage.
Definitely. I'd say like if they, I don't know. I only see one throw that Jihan did there, but other than that, it was kind of not enough communication all around. It seems like everyone was doing too much of their own thing, and not many of the others were kind of capitalizing on a lot of what Athena was doing. So
yeah,
it's not necessarily that Athena threw. It's that the team wasn't able to capitalize off of Athena doing the thing that she does, and Athena was just going a little bit too far out to do the things that she wants to do. So that's probably mostly what caused the loss of blue team there.
Yeah, they definitely have to. Team I don't know definitely has to communicate more and rethink their picks and bans. They gave too many comfort picks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For CC City, in my opinion.
Eric Von Drake, I see you guys typing in my Mixer chat there. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. This game looks pretty dope. It's a 2D MOBA. It's actually a really awesome MOBA. For those who don't know who I'm talking to over in Twitch, I'm talking to the guys in my Mixer chat. I'd recommend you guys going, like, at least having both chats up so you know who I'm talking to when I'm answering. There's about how many hypers are in the game in total on the Korean version?
We're at 47, 48.
And how
Not
many on
sure.
the American version? Right now, Nexon is essentially working on getting the game over to America and like the rest of the world mostly. The games are originally already fully released in Korea, but they're working on I believe they're working on trying to get things fully caught up. But yeah. Minus out of that. 46 hypers. We're missing 2 or 3 from each roll, pretty much. Also, hey, Voltage. All right, so let me take a look at what the bans are. Same bans for both teams. So it seems like both teams have banned the same hypers. We have an Admiral W ban, Jennifer ban, Trakakan ban, and an Allen ban. Again, we already covered this, but mostly all those bans can really, all those hypers can really help set things up and knock things down mostly. So can we play in the US? Yes, you can. The game is currently not free to play. You'd have to buy in through the Steam launcher, but on the 16th, there will be another free to play weekend that I believe, I'm not entirely sure, you can't quote me on this, but I believe they'll be doing the same thing as they did last time, where if you play through the Nexon launcher, you'll if you play through the Nexon launcher on the 16th, you can get the game. You can play it for free. You don't have to buy the game. And if you reach level 7 before the end of the free to play weekend, you can keep the game. If you reach level 15, you'll get the Founders Pack. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing that. I'm just assuming that they're going to be doing that. I have no information. I just know that there's going to be another free to play weekend on the 16th, and the game is going to go completely to free to play by mid-January, they said?
Yeah, mid-January.
Mm-hmm. I was pinged. Why was I pinged? All right. So let's see here. All right, so we have our picks here. We have Arc V on Kurenai. Oh, sorry, not Kurenai, on Athena. We have Noctis once again on Kurenai. Skyterra on Cursed Eye. Yeah, man, this weekend, starting this Thursday, you'll be able to play. But yeah, you can definitely play in the US. So yeah. So if you get level 7, they give you the game. That's what happened during the last free-to-play weekend. I don't know if they're doing that this free-to-play weekend. I'd have to contact Raziel and see. I'd have to contact someone and see what they're doing. Hejon. So we got Hejon on Celine. You know what? Can I just say Jihan needs to be like He-Man. Like I'd just say Jihan the He-Man, you know?
What? Hello?
Jihan the He-Man. He-Man.
Hello.
Hello.
Are we okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
All right, we got Esperkide on Esperkide on Wukong. No, I'm not okay. I'm still like super fuzzy from that food poisoning yesterday. That sucked, man. That really sucked. So let's see here. In total on team, what team? I don't know. I think is Yummy's team. I don't know. I don't even know what his username in game is. But on team, I don't know. I believe we have Athena on Arc V, Jihan on Celine, Esperkide on Wukong. On team CC City, we have Noctis on Kurenai. And Skyterra on Kursai. We're waiting on Noctis's next 2 picks. Am I having an episode? Every day is an episode, dude. You know this.
I haven't seen Ark play Athena, but I know Jahan loves playing Celine.
Erebos is once again on Signal. And Tooth and Tops is once again on Occult. So it seems like Noctis's team was able to steal the same team composition, which I find really interesting. That team I don't know did not really focus that out. And once again on team I don't know. You know, that really works. We got Yuna on Rusa. So that's Team CC City is going with the exact same team composition. I mean, to be honest, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What you gonna do? And on team, I don't know. It seems like they switched up a lot of people on a lot of hypers. Jihan is finally on Celine, which I know Jihan is really good on Trucker Khan and really good on Celine. So I'm really glad to see them putting Jihan on Celine this time and not Athena. Let me see here. Arc V is instead going to be on Athena, which in the last game, I believe Arc V was on...
Jack.
Jack.
He was on Jack.
Jack? Yeah, Jack.
Yes.
We got Wukong and Yuna. Yuna personally is one of my favorite hypers. Like, I absolutely love her kit. But she's one of those hypers where she goes in to die or to get a kill. So... All right, well, I believe we are currently waiting on them to start their team. So until then, I'm going to toss up the BRB screen and we'll join back once we're ready to spectate. Well, looks like that we're ready to spectate already, so let's do it.
That was much faster.
That was a lot faster. I don't know why. That's interesting. All right, let's do it. Spectate. Darn, I gotta change profession. You know, I'd like to increase Voltage's pay by about twice the amount, which is still 0. So, you know. Nah, he doesn't get paid. I'm gonna pay.
Team comps looked a lot more even around here, though.
Oh yeah, I can see a lot more potential in team I don't know. So it seems like we missed a little bit already. Sorry about that. No, actually we didn't miss too much. It looks like both teams immediately went into laning, which actually freed up Kurenai to go down and grab those bot camps. For those who don't know, there's more gold in the bottom half, the bottom 4 camps, than there is in the top 4 camps there. So, oops, sorry. There you go. All right, we're good. So that's mostly why a lot of the North American team kind of goes for the bottom meta. We've heard of the pizza. I'll skip the food poisoning. No, it would be homemade pizza, trust me. It would be homemade pizza, which wouldn't be food poisoning. Homemade pizza, yeah, man. Alright, so having Arc V on Athena is pretty interesting. It actually freed up to Jihan to grab that Celine. And for those who don't really know, Celine's mostly a lane biscuit. Oh, Athena coming in, making a good play. Looks like Signal's dying immediately. Well played. That was really well played by the red team. I'm rooting for the red team this time, man. I want us to go to game 3. I really do. So right now we have blue team skyrocketing in the gold lead by 1K. But that's mostly because of the gold boots that that's Cursed Eye and Tooth and Tops have. Like I said in the last game with the gold boots that both of them have, even if their team gets behind in golds, like overall, it still allows Cursed Eye and Tooth and Tops to still buy the items that they need to still be relevant towards the mid to late game. And if the enemy team gets like too far ahead, they can still try and use that extra gold to buy the items that they have to essentially catch up in the lead real fast. So they can still set things up. That's one thing that
first blood.
Yeah, we got first blood on the signal.
I think Aries just feeling himself a little bit too much after that first one.
You know, Erebros just got a little overconfident, man. Oh, nice dash there. He was able to dodge Athena's push. What happened to the figures fund? So it looks like Erebros is opting right into grabbing that Headhunter first. For those who don't know what Headhunter does, essentially with every basic attack, it does 2% of the enemy's max health over like, and you can only proc it once every 2 or 4 seconds or something like that. Let me actually check that. Sorry, 4% of max health every 2 seconds. So that's with Signal, that's a ton of health that he can deal with just a couple shots. Honestly, personally, like being a Yuna main, I really enjoy having Headhunter on Yuna. I'm gonna be honest though, like that kind of build where like you build full damage Yuna was taken from my boy Snow here. Like I stole the idea, but I executed it differently. Well, it looks like Tooth and Tops is going in. They're gonna have a pretty huge sun. Celine goes down, Athena goes down, not a single one on the enemy on the blue team goes down. So here's what I'm thinking. So red team they're opting in a little too heavily for their boots when they don't have enough damage. Something that I also took from Snow, but Snow actually took from the Korean meta. A lot of the Koreans tend to build their boots on their 3rd or 4th item? Fourth item?
Yeah.
They tend to build their boots on their 4th item, and the only exception that I can see on building your boots for your 4th item is essentially the Mercenaries Greaves, which gives you the gold, obviously. Yeah, yeah.
So after Tooth and Tops missed his ult in that last fight.
Oh, I didn't even see
Athena
that he used his ult. That he missed his
and
ult.
Celine over pursued after burning 2 ults. And Athena still had her ult. They could have disengaged, but instead they overextended, got baited out, and lost 2 members.
See, this is why I have you as my secondary commentator, bud. I can't. I mean, I'd like to say I'm a decent commentator, but I don't see everything. So yeah.
You're doing fine, bro.
So you can kind of see here between Erebros and Jihan. Erebros is doing so much more damage to the Celine, but the Celine doesn't have much damage to her attacks, whereas Erebros on his signal has a lot of damage with that single Headhunter. With Celine trying to finish off that Blessing of the Spirits, there's a decent amount of attack, but it's mainly for the lifesteal for Celine. That's mainly what you get it for the early game. It gives her a bit of defense, but it's not enough defense for the health, for the percentage of health that it deals. I'm pretty sure it's fixed damage. Actually, no. I'm pretty sure it's, I don't think it's fixed damage. Oh, I just noticed something. It looks like Tooth and Tops has Demonic Spellbook. That's really interesting because if he dies, he loses the tokens that he can gain. He loses half of his contract tokens on death. That's really interesting that he's opting into that because that allows him to have so much, let me see here. Once he has all 6 stacks, he has so much health and mana regen, which is really interesting. Especially for Tooth and Tops, because I mean, he's a pretty heavy caster, isn't he? He uses a lot of his abilities.
He's really squishy. Yeah, he uses a lot of his abilities, and he's really squishy at the same time, though.
Not only that, but it also gives him 44 attack and 44 defense, which is like the one item in the entire game that gives you that much attack and defense in proportion to, oh gosh, I don't know how to explain it, but basically that item gives almost the highest amount of attack off of basic stats alone, and almost the highest amount of defense off of the basic stats alone. So it looks like red team's trying to set up a good kill here, but they don't have enough damage to back it up. CC City just has way too much CC, or crowd control, to really just screw up the Athena and the Wukong, even though they both have crowd control in of themselves. Yuna needs to be there with the crowd control that she has to really do that much damage. So with it being a 2v3 with a signal there as well, I think was what there was there. That was just a lose-lose situation. That's just basically that situation was just get the hell out. Don't keep fighting that. Looks like Jihan has already used his ultimate. I don't know if he used any of it on, ooh, looks like Noctis might go down here. Noctis goes down. It's a 2-2-2. But with all those ultimates and all those abilities wasted on the Kurenai, it looks like that team, I don't know, just doesn't know what to do with themselves. So CC City, you know, brings on the pain. And they might get a kill here. They don't get a kill, actually. Oh, they get a kill on the Celine. So it's a 3-2. So in all honesty, like, they shouldn't have used so many ultimates on the Kurenai alone. They should have used like half of their ultimates probably on the Kurenai and the rest on the Signal. They shouldn't really worry too much about the Cursed Eye or the Tooth and Tops, except for their engages and their crowd control. The thing that honestly I would be worried about the most from CC City is really just the Signal and the Kurenai, because they just bring so much damage to the team fights. Like, if you notice that last team fight, basically the only person that was doing all the damage was Signal, and that's kind of enough. With what Signal is building, it's a lot.
Well, they knew that ultimates were down on red side, so they decided to turn that around and be the aggressors. And red team pay for it. So
it looks like Jihan might go down, but he lives. He still has his ultimate up. Oh, but the Signal gets the snipe in real easy there. And they lose another one to the CC City. Striker goes back in 1 HP, seems legit. Yeah, that's probably something that wasn't really well communicated. That's the kind of thing that, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of guilty of that as well. I'm guilty of like going in with 1 HP and just thinking, I can do this. Honestly, here's the one thing that I can say that I would actually do almost 100% of the time. If I was playing Celine, I would easily go back in if I had Cursed Sword builds. Like, not at 1 HP, but maybe at like a quarter to an eighth of HP left. Like, I would still go back in and I would just like, especially if I had my ultimate up, all of that damage that I would deal, especially if there were minions, would it easily contribute. Looks like they're focusing the Cursed Eye, which doesn't make sense. Oh, but the Athena goes in, yeah, the Signal was able to just outright destroy them. I don't know, it feels like that they're focusing the wrong hypers. They're focusing the hypers that do the engaging rather than the hypers that do the damage. So while they're engaging on the hypers that do the engaging or the tanking, like it almost seems really, it almost seems like they're losing out on so much. Like they're losing so much health because of their decisions on that. And Jihan goes in and damn. Rest in peace, Jihan. Jihan really should have waited for at least the unit to come down or let the turret go down. Although the turret's at full health, so I don't know why Jihan was so far back. Like, Jihan should have fought under the turret there.
Yeah, that's, again, just over-aggressiveness. Like, Tooth is there, and Kurenai is there. You don't know the status of their ultimates. I don't know if they're communicating that or not. But that was just overall a risky play. He should have just backed off. They already wasted 2 major ults on killing Kursai up top. Like, he should have stayed back.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, did they already grab that turret? Nice. So it seems like blue team has already grabbed that turret. Let's see what the gold lead. Oh, damn. So, if I might add real quick, blue team is almost 10,000 gold ahead of the red team, which is a really heavy gold deficit against the red team. The red team doesn't really have, the red team doesn't really have much to back that up. and to try and bring that back. Really, at this point, they have to play passive. Like, they're playing too aggressive, especially with that Athena just jumping up for no reason. There's no way for this. There's nothing she could do except for maybe wait for the Yuna, but the Yuna can't do much to follow that up. If they focus the damage dealers, then yes, they can get a kill, they can get a wipe, but they can't be too aggressive because their engagers, the blue team's engagers, the Kursai and the Tooth and Tops, is just going to outright stop any engage that they have. Tooth and Tops ultimate, a Cursed Eye stun, a Cursed Eye fear. Like, watch this right here. Like, they're focusing so heavily on the engagers while red team while blue team's, you know what? Yeah, look at this. They get a turret, but they didn't focus any of the damage dealers. They focused both of the engagers, causing them to take so much damage and be heavily engaged, while the damage dealers just sat, well, essentially Signal just sat in the back doing nothing, just pressing S. That's all he had to do.
Yeah, that's...
It seems like they just focused the wrong people. They're being way too aggressive and
They
focusing
really
the wrong
are.
hypers. Like, if they focus the Signal, then that would make it worth it, because the Signal's down for about, what? We're 13 minutes of the game, so that'd be 30 seconds of being down? 30 seconds of death?
That's a 2v3 trade, and also another tower down.
So, basically, like, red team was, like, went way too aggressive on the two hypers that are building the gold. I mean, I will say this, there's one thing that does need to be taken into consideration for focusing down the two engagers. They have essentially more gold out of everyone in the game. They do have more gold, so that means they have essentially more items, so they have more power in those engages. Like, all that gold... Go ahead.
I want to see Wukong start the initiations, right? Because
Yeah.
his ultimate has so much range, so much reach, and that gives Athena enough time to also ult Signal in the back.
Definitely.
And Yuna to follow up or stop the Kurenai.
Definitely.
But they're not doing that. They're not initiating like that at all,
No,
or
they're
picking the
not.
right.
They're heavily relying on the Athena to do all of the engages, which, I mean, to be honest, it kind of makes sense, but, oh, here we go, another team fight. So let's see if they focus... Looks like they're not focusing too hard on all of the, on the damage dealers again. I don't know, it seems like they were just way too far up in this fight. Like, they almost got fully wiped so fast. This game might be over with this one, with pretty much everyone dead. That's 30 seconds of everyone being down. That's enough time for blue team to pretty much go in and take that turret, take the final base turret, or at least take both, like, both base turret, or both inner turrets, so...
The red team really looks uncomfortable. I mean, Esper's missing a lot of Wukong ults, and a lot of them are also questionable.
Looks like Yuna was just straight up stunned for 2.5 years. There's nothing she could do. I'm gonna be honest, when you're on the sending end of all that crowd control, it feels damn good to see that the one and only hyper that you have to go against is locked down for like 2.5 years. But it is such a bad feeling, such a horrible, oh my gosh! What was, oh gosh, it feels absolutely horrible. Nice snipe from the error, bros. From the Signal. Oh gosh, I don't even know what I was saying, but damn, that was a snipe and a half.
I don't know
It feels horrible. It feels absolutely horrible when you're just 2 years stunned. Just absolutely stunned for 2 years. Honestly, what the Yuna could have done was just sit up top until more of her team spawned, let the base turret take more damage, and then everyone could engage on them under turret. That's probably what the Yuna should have done, but there's just not enough communication. It seems like red team is just panicking and trying to get some sort of lead. If you take a look at the golds, at the gold lead here, oh my gosh. So it looks like blue team's just about to hit a 20,000 gold advantage. Yep, there it is, 20,000 gold advantage from the blue team. Definitely like in the lead of 20,000. That is more than enough to shut down, to just outright win the game. 20,000 gold. For those who don't know or are new to this game, a lot of your items roughly cost around 6,000 gold for the finished item. Some are a little cost a little less, like the boots. Like those cost like roughly 3,000 at the max. Well, 2,500 roughly, as you can see here, depending on your boots. But most of it is around 6,000-ish gold. So 20,000 gold lead means that essentially, like if you take a look at the items built down here, all of blue team has all like 5 items built, and they're all working on their 6th item, while red team here is still working on their 5th item. They don't even have their 5th item finished and ready to go.
They just need to communicate better. Like, Jahan on Celine has 7 deaths. That's not good. He's playing overly aggressive. Athena's burning ults on the wrong hypers. Their target selection's poor. And blue team's just been capitalizing off of it the entire match. They're in complete control.
Pretty much. Blue team's in full-on control. It's 14 to 5 right now, which I'm gonna be honest, if I was on red team, I'd be looking at all the stats of specifically the stat of 14 to 5 in the gold deficit that we're at. And I'd just be thinking, yeah, I think we've lost this one. Like I'd be panicking, I'd be outright just devastated, not knowing what the hell to do. Celine is bad. I mean, Jihan is somewhat of a one-trick pony on Chaka Khan. You ban that Chaka Khan and Jihan doesn't really, like, sure, he's still pretty good on Celine, he's still pretty good on Athena, but they're just not as good as his Chaka Khan. That's the one problem with being a one-trick pony. For those who have ever played any games like this, where you can get banned, if you're a one-trick pony and everyone knows it, they're gonna focus the hell out of it.
Shout out to my boy Shane.
Yo, isn't Shang playing in this tournament?
Yeah, and he's been playing other hypers for a while now.
Good, at least he's playing other hypers. For those who don't know the community of this tournament, Shang is somewhat of a super one-trick pony. Like, you know how you have Jihan as a one-trick pony? You could probably classify Jihan as a one-trick pony, where he plays Chaka Khan really well, but he can still play other hypers decently. I'm just saying, Shang can, like, only play Lewis really well. Just saying.
Nah, he's working on other hypers, fam.
Oh,
he's doing his thing.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, he's kicked my butt multiple times on and off streams, so, you know, definitely better play than me. You don't ban in Overwatch. No, you don't. I don't think you do ban in Overwatch. There's just not enough players. So it seems like blue team is able to capitalize and get Mark II Invader. And if red team even tries to consider to come down and try and steal this, or even get near it, then they're just going to flat out die. For those who don't know what Mark I Invader and Mark II Invader gives, essentially what Mark I Invader gives is it's basically a decent amount of gold, about 800 or 700 or 500 gold to everyone. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it gives gold to everyone. Damn. That's
Red team's base is under attack.
I don't know what they were thinking there, I'm gonna be honest, going way too aggressive. Like, yeah, it's a really terrible call, but I'm gonna be honest, that's game. I'm gonna be honest, red team was just panicking, trying their best to just get a lead. They weren't thinking calmly towards the end there. They were just thinking, oh crap, we gotta do something. But like, there's quite a few things that red team could have done to really at least turn it back a little bit and at least gotten a few turrets. They should have played a lot more passive. Like,
like, teams don't do this enough and players don't do this enough. Sometimes you have to let it go. You gotta let the towers go. You gotta let boss go. Yeah, they're gonna get siege. Yada yada. But if you've lost 90% of team fights, you have to let it go. Or at least, if you really want to steal, send your tank or someone with extreme mobility, you know, like Jennifer or somebody like that, to go for it and steal it. Not the whole team.
Oh yeah.
When you have no vision and then you get caught out and it's GG anyways. They would have had a better chance turtling at the end and doing one last team fight while sieges were on their way down the lanes. But instead, they wanted to just not give it up
was
and
it was a bad call to
pursue.
like once they finally realized that they were at Invader, like everyone teleported down and went left and went up. Like that's just too little too late. It's a really bad call because it's really just too little too late. By the time the Invader's gone, you gotta back. Like that's the one thing that they should have done. Just outright backed and went back into the back to base and just forced a team fight. Even though
Exactly.
this sounds like my explanation of macro play to my team in League. Yeah, there's a lot of macro plays and micro plays in this game that you gotta understand, you gotta know how to use. So yeah, I feel like Red Team definitely could have brought a lot more to this. Other than that, I believe this was the only match that we were going to be spectating and commentating on. I'm pretty sure the semifinals and finals will be streamed by Life on Saturday. I might be commentating on that, so I might not. I'm not sure about that. But I'm pretty sure it'll be on Life's channel, so yeah. Good game to, I believe, CC City won that one, right?
Yep. Yeah,
So
2-0.
2-0, CC City won. Good game to CC City. That was well played. I don't know, brought a pretty decent fight as well. There were quite a few things that they could have done differently that could have brought things back together and brought the game back into their favor. But most of it was just not much communication, too aggressive, and mostly panicking towards the end. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've had quite a few times where I would do essentially exactly what Team I Don't Know would do, and just panicked trying to do something that would turn the tide of the game rather than just staying calm, relaxing, and figuring a way through that huge deficit. Huge. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do Trump meme.
But honestly, it goes back to just, for me, the picks and bans. They just ban the same hypers. Like, here's the thing: we're already so small as a
Yeah.
community, so it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how do you not know what these players that play every day, what they like to do, their play styles, their hypers, and they gave them the same comfort picks after losing to a team comp like that
Definitely.
that shut down theirs, and then Esper really looked uncomfortable in Wukong. Like,
Definitely.
completely uncomfortable. And again, communication didn't seem like it was really there.
Damn. So
This goes to show you have to expand your hyper pools when it comes to competitive hyper universe, because if you get targeted and then you don't know what to do, you're essentially hurting your team.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for this. So, I believe tune in next Saturday to, not to my channel, I don't think. Tune into, I believe, Life's channel or Snow's channel. I don't know who's going to be streaming it. I'm pretty sure Life will be doing all of that stuff next Saturday. Tune into Life's channel. It's going to be a best of 5 for, I believe, let's see here. All right, so we have essentially the semifinals of Shang's Restaurant and Boku no Seth. And we have Team CC City going against the losers of Shang's Restaurant and Boku no Seth. And whoever's the winner of Shang's Restaurant, I bet you it's Shang's Restaurant because, you know, I hear the food there is great. That's the only
I'm
reason.
really looking forward to that match.
I'm just waging all of my bets on Shang's Restaurant. Like, their food is great. I'm just saying, Shang makes some great food. Like, he can tenderize that meat real well. Let's move on. All right. So yeah, thank you all very much for coming out. Yeah, thank you all very much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you tune in. Let me link Ogi. Hold up. Make sure you tune into Life's channel on Saturday.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the tournament. So, bye. Quite awkward, but okay.
Later.
I remember sneaking out after dark, You'd have been on my mind all night long. Maybe we'd have got a vodka lemonade. We show the cool kids how to be the youth of today. We jump the fence and play in Mr. Grogan's pool. Hit call the police and we hide behind the school. We spend hours throwing stones into the sea. They were the best days of my life, I promise thee. Oh, I could be a saint while you would be the sinner. My mother used to frown when I'd invite you home for dinner. Oh, my darling, how I miss you to the day. I'd give my everything to see your face again. Oh, I'm so sorry I've been distant in the past. I've written tons of letters and they'd ended in the trash. Oh, my darling, how I miss you to the day. I'd give my everything to see your face again, my friend. Got to 22. I remember falling so in love with you. But your parents packed your bags and moved away. Your father got a job in the Empire State. Oh, how I wish you stood your ground and stayed behind. I've loved and I've lost, but you made me feel alive. I guess you got a job, a life and a family, but I promise my heart will always have a place for thee. Oh, I could be a saint while you would be the sinner. My mother used to frown when I'd invite you home for dinner. Oh, my darling, how I miss you to the day. I'd give my everything to see your face again. Oh, I'm so sorry I've been distant in the past. I've written tons of letters and they'd ended in the trash. Oh, my darling, how I miss you to the day. I'd give my everything to see your face again, my friend.